Greetings, baby boomers. How would you like to be introduced to Seint Beauty with a true over the age of 70 makeup artist? Well, stay tuned. I think you're going to learn a lot because I love Seint. And this is so different than anything that you see on social media, coming from a 40-year veteran as myself and being 73 years old. So stay tuned, all of you. Let me introduce myself because I might not look familiar to a lot of you. I'm Kathie and I've been a holistic esthetician and a studio makeup artist for over 40 years. And I have the channel Beyond 60. I started that because I knew that there was a demographic that wasn't getting exposed. And it's the baby boomers. And that's why I decided to do this video, because of all the videos, all the millions of Seint videos out there, no one is addressing aging makeup. And yes, there's so many that are doing mature makeup, but they're 40 and 50 years old. That's hardly mature. Yes, in your 40s, you lose in just a short period of time, 5 years, you lose 30% of your collagen production, so you do start aging. But being in this business so long, I have my own way of teaching my clients, my aging clients. We have a lot of things, as you can look at my face right now at 73 years old. If I did the cheetah effect, it would be kind of comical. And they're not going to take the time. They're retired, they're golfing, they're going on vacations. I need to create something that's going to be simple. I love Seint because I love cream foundations, or what do we call them? Illuminators, and oh gosh, yes. Okay, I got it. Highlighters, that's what happens when you get seasoned. You have I can't remember that name. But anyway, I want to show you a completely different way that I put it on my face and how I teach my people, because so many clients my age and older, and of course in their 60s, retirement age, they've kind of quit wearing makeup. So I like to keep things very, very simple so it's not complicated. So me teaching the cheetah is not going to work with my clientele. So I hope this helps you. It helps you with your more seasoned, I'll say, clientele. I really like creams. I have a couple other brands that I sell: IREDALE'S, Osmosis, and Mirabelli. Those are my professional lines that I sell in my studio. So I might be using a few of those things today, things that maybe Seint doesn't have. So anyway, let's get on with it. And again, I've had my color match done a couple times. They've all come back completely different. But I can do your color match, and I'll let you know. I've done color analysis, and not by, I've done it by hair, skin, and eyes. My background is a fashion designer and color analysis, and I do hair, skin, and eyes because, you just don't see 4 different types of people with the same coloring going around. Anyway, enough about me. If you're interested, please subscribe, hit the bell. I've got lots. I've got over 70 videos on my YouTube channel that talks about several things. Talks about me being holistic and how can I help people where I start inside the body. But let's get going with Seint because I love it. And again, some of this you might not do. Some of it you might choose to do. So let's get going. I'll tell you, I've got my brows on. because, you know, I have nothing. In fact, that's kind of my goal this year is to have them microbladed. Oh, because they're just getting so thin. And so that's something I want to do. But as you can tell, right here, I've got a lot of red purple. And anytime, let's say you were coming to me for skincare and I saw this, I would know you've got some gastric problems. Your body's not producing enough hydrochloride to digest your foods. And I'm having right now a problem with H. pylori, which is a bacterial infection. And that's how that shows up. And that's from my Chinese training. So what I'm going to do right now, and I see this all the time, I say, oh, people have rosacea, they have redness around their nose, they've got broken capillaries. Well, they've got gut issues. So sometimes you can get that. I'm going to put my hair behind my ears. Sometimes you can get that taken care of if you go to the right holistic practitioner. So what I'm going to take is I'm going to take Y01, and I'm just starting to use the demis with Seint. I've always had my own, you know, from different cosmetic companies. So I trained with Westmore's in the 80s. And so I've had my own. So I'm just getting introduced to it, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to take a little bit of YO, and I'm going to work it in this area. And you can take your, you know, I'm reaching for my, oh, I want to tell you that I have very, very poor eyesight. So, but I'm just taking, so I'm working it in here. Now, I have started out with a primer, and I have two primers, and that's another thing you don't hear, that Seint uses primers. Well, I do, because it diffuses, and the primers that I use do not have any silicone in them, and that's just not something I like. The primer that I have on today is actually, I've got two. I used my Dermalogical primer sunscreen. That is one of my favorites because so many of them irritate me. Most of the sunscreens that I sell in my studio come from Korea because they're so advanced. So we're just kind of putting this in here. This is again, the yellow is just that purple. And I'm going to do a little bit over here. I'm getting a lot. Boy, this stuff is concentrated, so I'm getting used to that. Just a little bit up my nose because it kind of just travels up this way. And I'll take a little bit of... You've got to be so careful when you're working with a more seasoned client that, yes, they have a fat pad loss here, but they also might have a kidney puff here. So you want to make sure that you don't get that in that kidney puff. You want to make sure that it's, all right. I like to warm it up with my fingers, apply it with my fingers. And again, there's so many great videos out there on Demi. I'm just excited about it, to learn more about Seint's color corrective. Because at this point of the game, we have a lot of corrections. You know, our skin has aged. We have pigmentation, melasma. We just have a lot of that. And so it's nice to find something that really works. I have some great correctors from Jane Iredale. She has a fantastic program. The only thing that she doesn't have is cream makeup. And again, highlighter. That's another thing that I'll have to get. So anyway, first thing that I'm going to do, I'm not going to, I try to not get my clients so overwhelmed. The beauty of all this is they can have, they can have everything in one palette, and this is my 3D palette. But, and I can make things simple for them and say, okay, what are you going to use? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little sculpting of my cheeks. And I'm going to start out with Astoria. And I want just to work this up. I'm using, I can't tell you what the names of these brushes are because they don't list them. So I'm just kind of working this in. And you really want, because our aging starts about right here. This fold comes, we start getting that nasal labial fold. So you want to be careful how far you're coming in. And I have to, like I said, I've got, where's my mirror? I've got macular. So I have to keep checking this and see if I'm okay. All right, let's get this side. My face is pretty well hydrated. I did all my skincare, and of course I use professional skincare that we use because I have to keep a handle on how much I age when I'm still working in this business. And all right. And I just think this brush, and I have it in different companies too, they work really well. And one thing also that I see that is I'm kind of going opposite that maybe you're familiar with is you'll see that we have all this lightness coming into here, and we'll put the lighter color of our highlighter in this area. Well, with aging, we've got pores going on. This is where we're showing our aging. So sometimes when you're working with somebody that's older, that doesn't work. So what I'm going to take is, I'm going to use, because of the discoloration, I'm going to take a little mango and put in this area. Because I still have some discoloration here. A little bit over my nose. All right, let's see how I'm doing. Okay. And I want to stay out of the area that, all right, let's take a little bit more. And I don't do this business, which you see everybody do, because all it is stretching those pores, which we have so many of it at this time. I just do a lot of blotting. And sorry I do that. I put that in front of you. All right, I'm going to take my main color, which is, I'm going to use Sandy. Let's see, that's fourth up. And just dot it to where I'm not, just a little bit. I would rather have less makeup in my nasal labial folds. Let me turn this. I'll take my setting powder and setting spray, and I'll wet my brush. All right, let's see how we're looking here. Like I said, I don't like a lot in here because if you see anything, that's where it's going to look pory. We can't be pory. That's why I love Seint makeup so much. I have another line which is Seint Beauty, that has a beautiful, that I can put in palettes and so forth, and that is a cream makeup. And but I love Seint. I love the direction that it's going, and it's something that I will be able to do as I retire. Use my experience for that, because my retirement could be in a couple years, and so who knows. I'm going to save my sculpting here for my bronzer later. I just wanted to get this together, and if I put any concealer on, I'm going to do that after my eyes. And I'm going to do a real quick eye, because I really love cream shadows for aging, because Jane Iredale has just come out with them. I've used them from other companies. They are so forgiving and so easy for more seasoned women to put on their eyes. So I'm going to show you a couple of Seint's creams that just give you a one and done, and it's wonderful. So stay with me. Okay, let's see how we're looking here. All right. Let me hang on just a second. I'm going to grab. Okay, I'm going to spray. This is Jane Iredale, the setting spray. This is Lavender. And I'm just going to spray this a little bit, my brush, and just kind of blend it in. I also have put on a primer on my eyes. And a lot of times you will see, you can use the setting powder. You can see where they'll use some of the 3D or some of the foundation colors, the highlight colors, as your neutralizer. I'm so used to using primers for my eyes. I've used Max Painted Pot for, I even sell it because it just has worked so well. And it doesn't it doesn't crease, and it really does a neutralization on your eyelids, because that's where we're showing our age. You're going to see redness because of the thinning. You're going to see shadows. But what I discovered is I'm going to today use 2 of the cream foundations, eyeshadows on my lids. So let me, the first one, let me grab my glasses. The first one is, I've already got makeup all over my shirt. Oh gosh, what are you guys going to do with me? The first one I'm going to use, Tangiers. Put it just on my lower lid, maybe some down here. We can always come back. And this is so easy for me to teach to my clients, because they can use it. They don't have to get all caught up in all these brushes and so forth. They can just use their fingers. And all right, the other color I'm going to use, which is one of my favorites, because it's such a wonderful, all right, hang on just a sec, eye color. And let me get the name of that. There's four colors that in the creams that are really fun to use. And this one is called Spiced. There's another one called Arabian Nights. There's one, of course, the black, and there's one that's Sapphire, which is gorgeous. And then the new one I'm going to be kind of working with, it's one of the new, I think it was last month's eyeshadow of the month, is Internal, and it's a powder. So I'm going to kind of show you how to do that. So I'm going to, let's see what I have. I'll just stick them up here. I'm going to take some of this spice. And I've seen people do this with some of the 3D also, which is beautiful. Let me get my other mirror so I can get closer in here and not create a clown look. But my eye, I'm a cool, whoops. I'm cool, but I have neutral skin, and I'm just going to work it up here. Work that up. You can see that it's just a little bit of lifting. You can do this with some of the bronzers also, and the contours. I've done that look also. But I know that some of you are thinking, well, I didn't learn how to do that. Well, first of all, you're not learning on, I mean, how many videos do you see out there when somebody actually is 73 years old and has 40 years of experience and is showing a makeup technique? You're not going to pay attention because you don't have the same, your skin hasn't fallen. And so many of them have had Botox and facelifts and fillers and so forth. So let's be realistic. And that's what I hope to achieve here. And that's because I would love to have a facelift, but I don't think it's in my cards in the next few years. And there's point of no return. So I'm just, like I said, I'm working this out, and this is just spice. And I wonder if you're seeing that very much. I might have to get a little bit darker. So let's try this side. All right. I'm using a brush, but it's just as easy to use your fingers. And if you've got a hooded lid, creams are ideal, or of course mattes. And I think that was the biggest thing. As I mentioned, I have been doing color analysis since the probably late 70s, early 80s. And I was doing that before Color Me Beautiful. Because it's so important when you're putting your wardrobes together. If you're interested, you can go to my channel and watch my first very video and see how I got going in this business. All right. I'm just getting a little bit more. It's a very friendly, and it just works for hooded lids so well. And it's working with the creams too, and also the mattes. That's what I was going to start saying to you. I used to, ever since I've been in this business, I have always custom blended, coordinated my palettes, the palettes for my clients. It just irritates me, all these palettes that you get and you use 2 colors out of it, and then you know, your favorite colors are gone and now you got to buy something new. And so I've done that. Well, up to a few years ago, I had lost my vendor that I built those out of. And so that's how I found Seint. And because they had such a beautiful selection of mattes that I could put together. You know, it's all about making things easy for people. Condensing their makeup bag from all their different, they've got so many things, and that's frustrating. That's so frustrating. And they get so trashed in your makeup bag. So, all right, so that's why I really fell in love too with the Seint. All right. And this color has a little bit of sheen in it, the spice. But I'll, you know, it's great to start with. Let me see here. I need to look in the light. Yes. All right. So those are the 2 colors that I put on. I put on the light, and I just, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eyeliner and use our eyeliner, because I like pencils at this point of the game. They just move. They're so hard to get on. They're so hard. And I've got the best lines there is. I sell them, both with Mirabelle, but it's so hard to get right at the base of the lashes and not look, you know, like, just not be so black and heavy. So let me take, let me get our, I love, all right. I'm actually going to use, let me get my mirror. It's serious. So I'm going to, we have a black eyeliner, and I'm trying to find it in all my, but I'm just going to use this one from 3D and get this put in. And I want to go, I'm using a really small brush, and I want to go right at the base, almost in the lashes. I have a problem, and tight lining is very hard for me to do, because it'll irritate your eye and dry it out. And most people my age have dry eyes. The other thing too, I think, is you can take Seint's setting spray on any shadow and do the same thing, and it really works good. So I'm just getting at the base of my lashes. I'm kind of putting it out a little bit here to lift that outer edge. And I don't put black on everyone. And that's why I'm saying that you can take a really beautiful shadow. In fact, the blue, the sapphire in the cream creates a beautiful look. But you see, it just gave me that little bit of definition to my eye. So let's get the other one done. And hang in here, because we're almost done. Now, this is just a very, very basic. I've done another video with Seint a couple years ago. But I felt like I was barking up the wrong tree. You know, I was I put it on TikTok and I thought, where's my audience? My audience are the baby boomers. And I want them to be more involved in this because this is so easy for them. It's come so far. So you can see, I can see better. And again, I'm using that 3D cream because I couldn't find my other eyeliner. But, and if you want to use a pencil, if pencils still work on you, that's wonderful. But I like to get where you can take doing this. I like to get underneath into the lashes too, where most not on the rim, but like I said, I'm just lifting that out a little bit. I think my light's too bright on my. All right, so I'm going to put mascara on, and this is going to be, I need a little bit more on this eye. I always do this. But I want to do kind of 2 steps here. I wanted to show you a very basic one, almost a one and done. And then I want to come back and just glam it up a little bit because I wear a lot more than this. And again, I don't want to make this so long that you don't watch it, but I wanted to just let you know that how different I do things with more age-related makeup, real aging. Let me get my hair all crazy here. So I'm going to, at this point, take, I'm going to Jane Iredale palette here, just because I haven't worked so much with, okay, let's get a brush here. And again, you've got to kind of be kind in this area and make sure that you stay in this, because you start getting a lighter shade here. And you know, the old, I like to pull it up. And if you want to move things around and yeah, it's going to be fun to start working with the 3D and how I incorporate, because some of those are going to be wonderful for concealers and for different pigmentation that you don't have to be so color trained. I think there's one that I watched, Michelle Spuler. She was introducing some of the NR +1s and stuff, and those were kind of, I watched those. She's very good at that. And, you know, she's a Hollywood. And that's what I was going to talk about, too, is I'm not a Hollywood makeup artist. I've done just studio in my salon for the last 1,000 years. And so I'm not doing models and perfect faces. I'm doing seasoned people that are coming in off the street that have, you know, lots of flaws, lots of wrinkles. So you get pretty good at that. And it's, first of all, I'm always going to make sure that their skin is in tip-top shape, because people use too much stuff on their face. There is so much stuff out there. And I am being holistic. I don't use very many Western skincare lines. That means from the United States, because they're so toxic. They're all made in China. And China's, you know, it's just, we have over 1,500 toxic ingredients approved by the FDA for our foods and our cosmetics. And I work on too many cancer people. I can't be doing this. I can't, as a holistic practitioner, I can't chance putting something on someone's face. And that's why I don't use silicone. And almost all your primers have silicone. And that's why I have narrowed down to non-silicone. All right, what we're going to do right now is kind of take some bronzer and finish this up. And I'm going to put, I want to show you something. I'm not done with our eyes yet. So let's do this. I am going to take, all right, and I'm just going to kind of see that you can blend these, and I'm going to kind of use it over this to kind of set this in. And again, I'm using Mama because it's oh my God, I love this color. So I've just taken that and applied it on my upper, all right? So let's do the other side. And that's just kind of sealing it in, putting a powder well, if you wanted to just keep it very neutral, you could use the, I got a mess here, okay. You could use the setting powder too of Saint's. But the color that I love that came out last month is the one I just talked about, is I'll put it up on the screen. But it is so gorgeous because it's almost a plum brown. And plum brown looks fabulous on people's, if you have like that hazel eye. So I'm going to take, let's see, where's my eyeshadow brush? Whatever this one is. I'm going to take a little bit of it and I'm daubing it in, and I'm going to dot it in the corner. And a little bit here. And I'll show you. I'm kind of hidden from the camera right now. You can go over where your eyeliner was. And I'm dotting because when we start swooshing like a windshield wiper, then we're just moving our eyelids all around, and that's not that attractive. So that's for, if you want to just glam this up, take that one and done, and then glam it up a little bit. And I'm just working it. I got to be careful because of my hooded eye. I can't get it too far up. All right, so let's blend this. I love Seint brushes. Boy, that just changed my life, I'll tell you. I need a little bit more, let's see. I need more of a pencil brush to get that in here. I hope they keep it in their line. I looked for them after that big old sale they had not too long ago, and I'm looking for some big changes with Seint. I don't know how they could actually get any better, but all right, now we're getting a little bit more. But we started easy for the ones, maybe you don't like this darker, the outer shade. So, but it just shows you just a little bit that you can blend the two together. the cream and the powder and the mattes, and just the difference you can make. And I'm going to show you a lot more. I just didn't want to overwhelm you, because I know you watch all these other videos that are so elaborate. But let's get down to the basics of real. What does it look on a 73-year-old person? So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to put my mascara on. The mascara that I'm using is, of course, Jane Iredale. I love this because, first of all, I sell so much of it, and I will put a link down below where you can get some of the things that I use. First of all, I'm going to put on my lash enhancer and conditioner, and I will curl my eyelashes and then put her mascara on. But again, that's boring, so I'm not going to have you watch my mouth all open like a crazy person. So I'll be right back. All right, we've got our eyes done with our mascara, and I hope I have it blended enough. So let's get this finished up. We need blusher. We need, so I'm going to use, let's see, what do I here? I had to label everything. I love that new rosewood, if it's new. But you guys, you can't believe how many testers I have. Oh, I know where it's at. Okay, here we go. All right, I am going to use, let's see what this color is. This is Pop. Oh, there's some beautiful ones. You know, let me change this. Let me use, everything is so pink and I love pink. This is called Watermelon. I'm going to use Watermelon. And when I always go up. You can save the space if you wear a an illuminator for right in here. I have to be careful with that because of the lines in my eyes. So I'm just going to, actually I should take what I used. Let me take my, and again, you've got to be careful coming in there, because that's where we start having our problems. And you think, this was one of those colors like, oh, that's probably not going to be the best on me. But it just adds a little refresh for springtime. I'm always using the black cherry and the darker ones like that. And just kind of work that in, and we've got our definition here. So that was Watermelon, and it's a cooler, but again, you know, some of the cooler springs could use that too. All right, I'm going to work with my bronzer, because pardon me. I like to get my bronzer on because I'm going to do more. Bronzers are more forgiving than the contours. So I kind of save those. I'm going to be using, what I'm going to use? Oh, my favorite, Bella. And again, you'll see them go up here on the hairline, but I don't have, my forehead is pretty, let's see, Bella. I don't, if somebody wants to come in and have all their nose and so forth contoured and something, I'm going to be doing their makeup for a party or something. They're going to come see me for that. Okay, tan lines, I want Bella. And then I'm going to just kind of, I like to use Bella around here. always forget where it's at. Okay. Because it's a little bit kinder than using a contour. A little bit in here. So we're just getting kind of all dolled up here. So I've gotten, and I have, let me see how my cheeks are looking. I always have to check my mirror. All right. The next thing I'm going to do, and you guys are, this is something I had to eat my words on. I quit wearing powder, years ago, because powder made your pores, you know, it gave you that matte look, and it increased. Well, being with Jane Iredale, and she's the originator of the first mineral powder. It's triple milled, no tack. I started using it because our international makeup artist, he loves it, and he uses it on all of his clients older. So I started using it, and I just love it. So it's our pure pressed. We also have it in powder, loose powder. But let me grab it because okay, I'm back. I'm going to put, now when you put a triple milled mineral powder on, everyone always just starts going like this. You need to bring it down because it's like fish scales. And if you brush them up, so I'm coming down first. I'm going to put it on half my face. And then I'm going to show you how beautiful it looks. It just, and it was one of those things that, like I said, you had to get me kicking and screaming. But especially right now, since it's 106 out here. We've never had, in Reno, Nevada. So I am using Honey Bronze on myself. So anyway, so now let's get some lip and cheek colors, but they don't stay on very long. So I'm going to do a little bit different here. I'm going to use a lip pencil, and the one I'm using is from Jane Iredale. And I know that Seint has come out with some different lips, so, and then you can see where they're working. Now we'll do that later. I just want to keep this simple. So this is really close to the color of what I put on my cheeks. You can see. All right, so let's take some watermelon. Maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to do one more thing as we get, I can't wait to use that grape, do a grape look. Wouldn't that be fun? The new grape, that I say new, but I'm going to take just a touch more contour, just because it's now warmed up. And for those of you that are afraid of contour, use the Bella. Oh my God, that's so nice. Okay. I think I'm going to spray my face with the Lavender setting spray. We've also got setting spray, but I just have this setting right here. But let's kind of look and see what we've done with my eyes. And again, I started out very, very simple with spiced and Tangiers or something like that in the creams. And then I used some Mama, and I used the new one, Ethereal. There we go. I got it finally. And but you know, this doesn't look so bad for a 73-year-old. You know, and like I said, I'm still working, so I gotta use all the. I'm one for using the best and the most technology-wise and white paper. I'm always on top of that thing. I'm always looking to see what's going. But anyway, I hope that you learned something from this. It's so different than what you've been trained, but it's going to give you some insight when you're working with your older clienteles. I'm going to list everything that I used. You can also, if you need a color match from me, I would be glad to do that for you, especially with my experience in color analysis. So many people have been done so many times, and there's so many different things. Well, the thing is, it's how your skin and your eyes and your hair color is related to each other, where you're going to be. Yes, it can be 16 different things. You've seen the 4 go into 16 now. Well, I've been with Color Me Beautiful, and I think we have we have like 24 just in winters. You know, it all depends on your eye color. And you can see that my eye color is so different. And my neutral. So I'm not going to be your standard Snow White winter. So I can kind of cheat a little bit with some of the warmer, actually some of the more contrasting spring colors. So that, you know, one of these days I'm going to do quite an intricate look on that. And so I've left my Jane Iredale link. So if there's anything you need to kind of look at, go in and experience with that line. But most of all, I have my July link for my Seint. So, but thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and write a comment. Give me some feedback on what you learned, what I do different than all the other billions of YouTubers out there doing the cheetah method. It just doesn't work when you're 73. So, oh God, thank you so much. You're all dear, and I'll see you soon.